Motorists traveling on I-95 near the I-395 exchange can see the overpass construction underway in downtown Miami. But what may be even more exciting is what's happening under the overpass, a transformation designed to create a cultural connection. Recently, I got a tour of what will eventually become a multi-purpose area. All right, so tell me, take me back. So you grew up here in Overtown. So looking at this now and then looking at the vision, what do you think about that?
You know, I can remember a segregated Miami. So when I was a kid, I was born in 1953. My mother was born in Overtown in 1917. And we've seen many changes. When I was a kid, all of this was segregated black Miami. It was called Overtown. Before that, it had been called Colored Town. It would be referred to occasionally as the Central Negro District. What was impressive is that it was almost a self-sustaining community. We had grocery stores, we had tailors, we had barbers, we had cobblers, many churches, obviously, and some of them are still in existence today. But we had doctors and lawyers, radiologists, right here in this community. We had 3 theaters. The Capitol, which was also called a Harlem, which was right behind us as we walked. We had the Ritz Theater over on 2nd Avenue and the Martin Theater further down 3rd Avenue. It was a vibrant community and a very lively community. When the interstate system came through, when 95 and 395 came through, all of that changed, not for the better. And because we have now gone many decades being overlooked, underrepresented oftentimes at the table, we now have an opportunity with what is happening with this new 395 to take advantage and do some reconnecting, some correction, some righting of wrongs. Martin King put it this way, the time is always right to do that which is right, and now is the time.
It's interesting because you look around, you see construction, you see a lot of dirt. Yeah. You see all those things now. But knowing what's to come and what you see now and knowing what's to come, what does that feel like, knowing what's to come?
Well, it represents opportunity. You know, there's some things, Jawan, that just don't come back. Spoken words, you can say something good, say something, but you can't take it back. Missed opportunities. This is an opportunity for our community to let its voice, its desires, its wish list be known, and we have a mechanism by which we will be heard. The Underdeck Committee has a MOU with the city who makes the ultimate decisions about what this green space is going to actually be, what the programs are going to be like, what the governance is going to be like, who's going to benefit, if you will, from it. And we have their ear at this time. We've been asked via an MOU to give them what the community says it really wants, what is best for the people, not only of Overtown, I might add, but this connects Overtown and downtown. It goes all the way to the Bay. And because of that, our outreach has been not just to Overtown, but I feel very passionate about that because I'm a towner, if you will, but also to those residents who are in the condos and the apartments that abut us, the folk in the business community, not only in Overtown, but in downtown as well, because this is not for just some of us, but for all of us.
And Dr. Adams, what has been the consensus from those that live in the community?
Well, you know, we hear the question asked not uncommonly, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Folk have been given promises that have been unkept, that have been broken outright. And so some folk are very skeptical about what's going on. But the ask is this. Not only what's in it for me, but these are the things that we want. We want the economic impact to be significant for those who are currently business owners. We want the benefits of this green space to be not just for those folk in those condos and apartments on the proverbial other side of the tracks, but also for the residents of this community. And we want governance to include the voices of residents of Overtown. And so suffice it to say that we have an opportunity to get it right, to correct the wrong, and again, where there is no vision, if you don't vision this, the people perish. This community is not going to perish. Not Overtown, not downtown, not our beloved Miami, Florida.
Hello, everybody. We invite you to watch the Wake Up Miami morning show.
During the tour, we made a stop at Urban Broadcasting Company, created by Andre Soul, who is not only building a business in Overtown, he's made it his home.
What do you think about the Underdeck, the project that's coming, and the green space, the history, the beauty it's going to bring, and helping to connect the community and almost like a do-over, as you will, because of what was done with 95 and 395.
Right. Reciprocity is what comes to mind when I hear that, right? Right? So I think, when it comes to the Underdeck, I think it's an outstanding endeavor that they're taking upon. But also, we want to make sure as community residents that it represents Overtown, since 3/4 of it is going to be in Overtown. I think it's imperative that it provides change, or it gives support for those of us who are trying to shift that paradigm or that image of Overtown. So I think it's a really good idea. I think what they're doing is good.
And you can see the pushback in the beginning when folks from the community always push back on something that is promised.
Right.
It's always promised. All these great things. But you can see the pushback.
Yeah, and it's a reason for that. The reason why the pushback is because there's a lot of people. See, what happens is you have many people that makes money off of blighted communities. Blight is where the money is, right? So, and they promise people of the community different things that's going to enhance their community, because sometimes when you see a community and it looks good, it actually can inspire someone to think, hey, I can be better, I can be better. But when a community is down and is blighted and no one's really putting any interest in it, or no one's really putting any chutzpah in it, I'm lost for words. When nobody's really putting any type of energy into it, positive energy into it, then people become disenfranchised, and they're being told a lot of different things and people are saying things just to look good because they want to run for office, they want to get money for nonprofits. But when someone actually carries out what they say they're going to do, that becomes big in the community, because that's what you really want to see. You want to really see it happen.
Our talk and tour with Dr. Adams wrapped up with a stop at Red Rooster, Overtown. And how will this impact minority businesses, especially those minority businesses in Overtown?
I think it represents an opportunity. I frequently say that there's some things that don't come back. Spoken words, spent hours, missed opportunities. I think we have an opportunity, once again, to get it right. We need to make sure that this is a catalyst for change, that it opens up doors for new businesses and existing businesses to do better. We need to move from what is good to best. And in so doing, we need to make sure that folk have a seat at the table. It's been said that if you're not at the table, you could well be on the menu. Overtown doesn't want to be on the menu. We want to be at the table. It is our hope that this new green space will be good for those folk who are currently here and doing business and living in Overtown and in downtown. But more importantly, that it would be a catalyst and an inspiration for others to come. Folk like me who left Overtown decades ago to move into other areas are now beginning to consider, well, maybe coming back to downtown / Overtown is a good thing. We've got lots of affordable housing that's gone up, not enough, I might add. We've got some market rate housing going up. Not enough, I might add, and clearly we've got some high-end residences going up. It needs to be clear that whatever we do needs to keep in mind not just some of us, but all of us. This I like to say is for Lottie Dottie and for everybody. And though we have done a good job, I think, thus far casting the net, trying to get input, trying to make sure that anybody who wanted their voice heard could have it heard, good just isn't good enough. And so I encourage folk who may be viewing this show to get involved. We need your voice. We need your passion. We need you to put shoulder to the plow and make this city the best city it can be. Make this green space the best that it can possibly be. So good isn't good enough, my friends. We want it to be the best that it can possibly be, and I encourage you and me and all of us to remember it this way. Jawan, I like to say good, better, best. Never let it rest, not until your good, my good, our good becomes our better, and our better becomes our best.